Hi, Sheila. How was your week? How was your holiday?
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
I put my earphones on, you can.
yeah. How was your holiday?
It was busy, but it was good.
Good. Sorry about
Yeah,
yesterday. I was all confused.
that's okay. Did you get some
Oh,
rest?
oh yeah. Oh yeah. But it's good to see you today. You ready to
Okay,
get started on that tunic?
I am. I got
Have
it
you?
pulled up.
Okay, you've got the picture pulled up. Let's go into Style Master first.
Okay.
Now, I made a slight change in the design after I looked at the photo a little bit closer, and
Mm-hmm.
it's a set-in sleeve, not a raglan. So here's what I've done. I've just selected a classic style,
Mm-hmm.
fitted, no darts anywhere, and just a single-breasted.
Okay.
The set-in sleeve. Now, because of the way the sleeve is, I've got a different idea on how to do that. There's nothing here in the underarm except for to put it straight because we need a lot of volume on the
Mm-hmm.
sleeve. No cuff. I don't know your sleeve underarm length, so I'm just keeping it at the 18.
Okay.
No, no cuff, no collar, no
Back up.
pocket. Now, in the details, it is a shirt tail hem.
Hey, I need to tell you something.
And settings, I've increased the chest and hip ease to 4 because I wanted it a little bit looser. And then
Mm-hmm.
the waist ease I've kept at 2.5. No seam allowances. If you do 0 seam allowances, then it's not going to do your uh, hem allowance. But
Mm-hmm.
I like a 2.5 inch facing, although yeah, we will be putting a facing on here, but we are going to have to change the front.
Okay. So, well, I'll wait until you bring the picture up.
I did find the setting in the fit defaults to set your 7.5 inch hip depth. I
Okay.
did change this down to a 1 inch button, and I never pay any attention to the number of buttons. I've got a spacer
Mm-hmm.
tool for that. Um, Blouse length, I'm just leaving at 24.
Four.
And if I go into full screen and go to the center back, that's right at 24. So that's where that measurement comes from.
Okay.
And then save.
Can we talk about fashion? Still working. Yeah, maybe you could just sit at home and just stare at a wall.
I'm just going to save it with your name and a V waistline inset.
Okay.
No, I haven't.
Open and then open in pattern editor.
Does anyone know whose baby this is?
Am I interrupting something over there?
Oh, let me turn the TV off. It's a TV.
Oh, okay.
I got my earphones in, so it's probably coming through that. Hold on a minute.
Appreciate you offering to cover, but being here is too much.
I thought maybe your husband was in there on a meeting.
I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
I was so into what you were saying.
I
I
thought your
forgot all
husband.
about it.
I thought your husband was in there on a meeting or something.
No, he's outside watching TV.
Uh-oh. Okay, here's the notated image. I did 3/4 inch sleeve straight. Now, instead of the overlap for the single breasted, we're going to be cutting off that extension and doing where this meets. And we're going to do maybe a 1 inch bias on the center front. But if I come in here, right here, you can tell it's a set-in sleeve, but over here, it looked almost like a raglan sleeve from the way this was angled. So that's where I got confused. Now, I just did an 8-inch hip depth on my notations, kind of to give me a visual measurement on how wide this should be.
In the middle part is an inset.
Yeah, it's going to be like color blocked. Right in
No,
here.
I'm talking about the center front.
This is what I was thinking. The center front, where it would normally overlap on a single breasted, I'm going to cut it off at the center front, and then just make bias strips to face the center front with maybe 1 inch bias strips. That's what it kind of looks like to me. And then, of course, this is going to be split, maybe about the high hip line. The buttons will only come down to maybe the high hip line.
Hip line.
Yeah. Now, the hip line's right here. So the high hip line will be where the buttons stop. So all of this down through from the high hip line down to the hem line is going to be open. So you will have to wear pants or skirt or something underneath it. Otherwise, your hoo-ha is going to show.
Yeah.
But that's about it on the notations. Let's see, waistline plus bias bound center front. Now, one way that can be done is to use elastic thread to create a loop from one side around the button to the other. That's kind of what I thought would be the best treatment on how to close this up, because we don't want to put buttonholes in it. If you kind of look at this, I don't think that there's any buttonholes in it. I don't think that the center front is lapped over on a single breasted. It's more like, I don't think it is. So I think the buttons are attached to maybe the left side, and then get some elastic, real thin elastic thread and use the elastic.
And make loops.
Exactly. Because the elastic thread will give you some give in there. Okay. So go ahead and do your style master.
Okay.
Okay, you're in pattern
Mm.
editor. You need to design the block patterns first
Oh,
in
okay.
Style Master.
Okay. Am I in style? This is
Now
where
you
I am
are.
now, right?
Right.
Okay. This computer is getting really slow.
I've had some trouble with my internet connection. First thing I
Okay,
want you to do is to go into settings and remove your seam allowance.
okay. Where's my settings?
Usually it's in the tabs that are next to the style, and it should be the very last one. Now over to the right more where it says style dart sleeve collar.
Oh, okay. Let me move this out the way. I see it. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
All right.
And then
now,
I'm not going to have no darts.
no darts.
Single breasted, black coat closure, fitted. You did a V-neck line. Do
Yeah,
we do the jewel V?
no, just a straight V.
Um, okay.
No
And
darts.
the hem is straight.
The hem is going to be in details.
Mm-hmm. Okay, no darts. We're going to do no darts. No darts on the back.
No darts.
Um, back darts. Okay.
Okay, now sleeve, set in sleeve,
Sleeve.
three quarters.
Okay. Mm,
Do the sleeve style straight. Right now it's tapered, so do the sleeve style straight.
right. Okay.
Yeah, your underarm, okay. Nothing in collar, nothing in pocket. Now go to details
And
and
do shirt
shirt.
tail.
Right.
Okay. Then settings. And do
Now
four.
and readjust your front neckline depth to whatever you like.
It's on 5. It's 5 is good.
Okay.
And 4. Blouse is 24. Hip depth. We're going to leave it at 8, right?
No, we're going to take it down to 7.5.
Okay.
Before we
Button
go,
size.
before we go into all of that, I want you to go in here up to the top, to the left of guide sheet and select defaults.
Okay.
Go down. See what that, you're on a different version.
Oh,
Click
okay.
yes. Click yes. Now you're looking at fitting, save defaults for fitting. And you're going to look for your hip depth. Next split colors. Go down a little bit more.
That's as far as I can go. Unless I do armhole seam allowance. Can I put the seam allowance at 0?
Yeah.
Okay.
Look, go up to pants and skirts. Now, down here at the bottom left, it says hip depth 8. Change it to your
Put 7.5.
7.5. Right.
Okay.
Now that way, anytime you draft something, it's going to come up with your 7.5.
Okay.
Now save. And okay. Now you're going to
Then
have
done.
and done. And then you might have to go back into your blouse and redesign it again. But I wanted to get that setting out of the way so we don't have to continually go back
Do it. Oh, okay.
and redo it every time we draft. Straight, straight
Straight.
underarm. There you go.
3/4.
And while we're here, I want you to go over to cap settings, and I want you to
To
use
what?
the cap settings. It's on the right, about halfway down, and I want you to use the left arrow to take it down to about 0.94. Yeah, that'll work.
Okay.
That means you won't have to ease as much into the arm side on the cap.
Okay.
All right.
And details. We're gonna do a shirt tail. And now settings. Put it up here.
Yeah, see,
We're
hip
gonna
depth,
do
it changed. Hip depth automatically changed.
7.5.
Yeah, so it automatically changed it. So that'll come up every time you draft something now.
Okay.
And your button size, 1 inch.
Okay.
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 All right.
Now I
Looks good.
save.
Yep. And then open it up in Pattern Editor. And you might have to close out your Pattern Editor first.
What are we calling this?
V inset tunic. See, your pattern editor is already open, so close it out.
Okay. Okay.
All right, you can stop sharing now.
Can I go back and get my picture?
Yeah, go ahead and merge your picture in.
Right here. Okay, there's my little X thing. Okay.
Let's see, let me get mine in. All right. Now, we have to first copy the front and the back and put our body balance lines in. Now, because we did fitted, it's going to show us our waist indentation. So we need to line these up first. And what I'm going to do is line up the center front to the center back because they're all straight lines.
Okay.
And then I'm going to move the back over here. Zoom selected and ungroup.
So you did control and move the back over there, right?
Yes. Once I
Okay.
lined it up at the center front and center back, I held down the control key to keep that alignment and then just scooted it over. Right snap at the center of the bust point, out, in for intersect. Now I'm just going to intersect it to the center front
Okay.
and then the center back. Here's the waistline. So snap, hold control, go over, intersect, in to the center front and to the center back. Half of 7.5 is going to offset 3.75 to get the high hip line and offset it again for your hip line. And then break, BR, click once, double click once to select, double click for the breaks to begin and end, space bar, click once, double click, space bar, click once, double click, and then intersect everything to the side seams. While I'm finishing this, I'm going to stop sharing and let you go ahead and do that.
Okay. So, do I need to group this first?
Yeah, you need to make sure they're grouped. Now that's another setting that you can choose on your Style Master when you get ready to save. There'll be a little check mark box that says group or ungroup patterns.
When you get ready to save?
Yes, when you're typing,
Okay.
it's the window when you're typing in the name. No, it's not there. Okay, I was wrong. I thought it said something about, let's see. Okay, it's not on there, so Never mind. You're going to have to ungroup them.
Oh, okay. Come on now.
And thanks for the shout out on the wild ginger group.
Did you get any hits?
Not yet.
Okay. I thought maybe I was going to get in trouble for doing that because,
Apparently not.
yeah. Let me do, what am I doing?
Intersect.
Okay, intersect. And then we can make this
Intersect.
smaller.
Intersect to the center back.
Okay, and I do this. Okay, do my break.
It doesn't matter if you mess up a break in between patterns because you're going to intersect with the side seams anyway, but you're getting your breaks down.
I didn't do that right.
Intersect it to the hemline. There you go.
Okay,
Okay, now I
now I
think
need to name it.
yeah, you can name it if you want. Usually when you do your mock-ups and draw those body balance lines, you'll know what they are. But
Yeah.
if you want to name them just for to have it listed on your pattern so you know what's going on, then that's perfectly fine.
Okay.
And just remember it's the high hip line, not the hip hip.
Okay.
I'm just teasing you.
That's okay. I can take it. Uh-oh. Let me do that again.
You are my best
And
student.
then I can copy 3.
Yep.
Apply. Control. Okay. Paste. high hip.
Right.
Okay, and I can do that. Copy.
Before you do that, hit escape and cancel that out.
Okay.
Before you do that, go in and line up your text to your lines a little better.
Oh, okay.
It'll save you a step after copying it to the back pattern.
There.
Hmm.
Okay.
Now you can copy them to the back.
Okay.
And the only thing that should need to be changed is the location of the hip line. Yeah, see, the hip line text will just need to be scooted over a little bit.
Uh-oh.
Select all of them and just nudge them up a little bit. Excuse me.
Bless you.
It's awful dry in this house.
Hmm?
It's awful dry in this house, and
Oh,
it's
okay.
giving me a cough.
Okay.
Okay, let's talk about the center front.
Okay.
We can go ahead.
Let me stop sharing.
Now, what I think I would do is just to intersect the center front line to the neckline, and then the neckline to the center front line.
I can't see it. Okay.
So IN for intersect
Mm-hmm.
up to the neckline and then the neckline to there. And then I'm going to come down here and then just drag a selection window around all of that and delete it. So now we've got our center front. Now on the picture, we decided, or I figured that this inset is going to be 6 to 8 inch total width. And if you notice up here, this is an overseas blouse. You can tell because they
Mm-hmm.
didn't really match this up very well, but this goes all the way almost to the underarm seam and then down to the high hip line. So what I think I would do, let's put a specification in from here to here, 5 inches. And then I might do 3 inches. I don't like that. Let's see. We're going to go from here and let's do a 4. the bottom of this is going to reach about the high hip line. So we want to know how far it is from the waist to the high hip. .865,
Mm-hmm.
and then I would go in 8 minus 3.865, 4.135, and then locate a
Why are you doing
point.
8?
I don't know. I just picked it.
Oh, okay.
So from here to here would be our V. Then I would break it at that point. I think I might do this. That's almost 8. So then you can do this.
Okay.
Like I said, I just chose 8 as an arbitrary because it does
Mm-hmm.
look like if I have an 8-inch hip depth here, and if I took a line from here to here,
Does that line look like it's coming from under the armhole?
it does, but we don't have to follow this exactly. That's why
Oh, okay.
we're just designing it. So I'm going to go into a different color and a different line width. And if I drew a line from here to here and then put it over here, see, it's not quite the whole length.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's one way to kind of scale things or to look at it and see what scale it is. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why I chose 8.
8. Okay.
You can choose whatever length you want or width that you want this triangle at. That's
Mm-hmm.
totally personal preference. So let's see what you can do. And just remember this tunic photo that we have is simply for
Mm-hmm.
inspiration. If you don't want to
Okay.
do an 8-inch wide triangle, don't do an
Mm-hmm.
8-inch wide triangle. That's going to be, it's just your inspiration, and it's like remaking a Picasso or something.
Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is get rid of this. And we're going to intersect right here, right?
Yeah.
Make sure. Okay. I don't remember your calculation.
Well, I went from the high
Did a
hip.
specification.
from the high hip to the waist to see what that
Mhm.
measurement was.
Okay. So I need to do a specification.
Just remember SK is specification, so you don't have to always go into the create. That's almost 4 inches.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, and then we did a specification here from here to here.
Well, now that
SK.
we've got a specification to know how the distance between the waist and the high hip is, now you're going to determine how wide you want your triangle at the waistline totally, and then subtract the specification amount from your total width.
So that's how we come up with the 8,
Right,
because we're going to do it 8 inches wide,
right,
right? Okay.
right.
I can't even read that specification. 3 point.
Why don't you redo the specification to be 1 inch or text height of 1?
Okay. Okay. I'm going to do 8 minus 3.865. 4.135.
Now locate a point up from the waist along the side seam that amount.
Okay. It was 4.135.
Okay.
Where'd it go? It went down here, didn't it?
Yeah.
I should have located from up here, from the bust point.
Locate it up from the waistline. What you'll have to do is to select the side seam going up from the waistline,
Okay.
and then locate your point starting from the waistline going up.
Okay, locate this one. Okay, point.
Snap at the waistline.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
There
okay.
you go. Yeah, see,
Okay.
it's a little bit
I
tricky
stepped at the
whenever
wrong
you,
place.
yeah, it's just a little bit tricky when you're locating points to
Mm-hmm.
first click on the line that you want to locate the point on, and then you're going to snap at the point to measure from.
Okay.
So it can get a little bit tricky. So now you're going to draw your triangle to the center, the waistline, to the center front waistline from that point and from the high hip line.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead and change those 2 lines to stitching lines.
I don't know why I went to that. Wait a minute. Okay.
There you go. Okay. Now I want you to look at this. You can get rid of that specification. I want you to look at this. I'm going to go make myself another cup of coffee. And then I want you to look at this and figure out how to separate the upper from the lower.
Okay.
And I'm going to be
Okay.
right back. It'll take about a
Okay.
minute, 30 seconds. Kitties. Kitties. What? What do you want? What do you want? What do you want? You are in the way.
That's not right. Wait.
Don't forget to copy that pattern off to keep the original. So that
Oh,
when, always remember when you're doing changes to make copies of your original so
okay.
that if you mess up something up, you still have the original.
Okay.
You might end up having 6 or 7 copies with a really complex change, but I'd rather have 6 or 7 copies that I have to delete before I print than to mess something up and have to repeat all those steps. What do you want, Kat? You want water? Okay. Come on. Water. Here's your water.
I'm still missing that little piece. Am I doing it right?
I can't
I missed
see.
that piece.
Hold on.
Let me go back. Okay. Okay. Got it.
Okay. Now there is an
Okay.
alternative way to design that front inset. Let me get back to my computer. Okay. All right. Let me show you some of a different way to do it.
Okay. You want me to stop sharing?
Yeah. I forgot to copy, so let me copy this over.
Okay.
Now, there's a different way that we can do this. Once you have your points, because we decided we're going to do maybe a 1-inch bias binding for the front, here's something else you can do. Locate point, 1 inch in, and then draw your lines. Okay, we could do it this way. and then simply break this at the point. And copy that off. And then have a color block. So it would be whichever way you think would be easier to sew. If you just had left this all as at one piece, cut this off as a color block, and ended the point at wherever that 1 inch bias that bias would end, or even at 3/4 in, so the bias would cover the point. It's whichever way you wanted to do it. And what I'm trying to say is think of your construction as you're designing. You're going to want to think of how you're going to construct the garment to be.
I see what you're saying. So it won't be so bulky.
Right. It won't be so bulky. So always think of your construction steps as you're designing as to what's going to be easiest for you to do. This looks like it ends even before this bias bound area.
It does.
So you could do it either way. Here, what I would do, I would probably go with this way. So then this would be copied off. And this will be copied off. I'm probably not doing this right. Because I'm doing this on the fly. I'm not thinking about it. That didn't work. Okay, now that's not right. What would happen here then is that this, 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 not this. Ah, okay. See, whenever I deselect this, it deselects this. So I'm going to select it again and go up to my scissor tool and break this right here. And then it deselects it so I can go ahead and select it again.
Okay.
And then I will copy that. And then that would be the front. And then I would offset my seam allowance here. Good grief. See, I always forget to change this back. That didn't need to be a dash. That needed to be a straight line. Okay. And then I would intersect
Mm-hmm.
here to here, here to here, here to here. So then we would offset this and everything and group that. And I would go ahead and group that. And that was set in like that. So it's going to be whichever construction method you think would be easier to go ahead and do it all the way to the center front and then just have that 1 inch bias piece cutting off the point, or doing it this way so that the point will be shown